Hey guys, welcome back. It is one miserable day out here, but before we get going on that, I've been making some pretty good progress here on my little trail. Now this trail is going to be a skidding trail, and check out my last video if you want to see that. But the skidding trail is more or less here because we had one heck of a storm, and it was actually a tornado followed by a number of windstorms, and it wreaked havoc on this whole bush here. And if you just have a look left and right, I still have trees galore that have been blown over. And so I was in here trying to get this cleaned up, and I made a solid path through there, but I didn't really get the logs out of the way. Now the weather isn't really cooperating with me, and before you say why don't you just wait for tomorrow, I know it seems like I have nothing on the go, but believe it or not, I'm extremely busy. And so me waiting to find days that are really nice out, well, if I did that, I wouldn't be doing too much. So I'm out here. I got the whole weather setup on here. This is can't even remember the name of it. I'll put it in the video, but I got the whole setup on. I feel like I'm ready to go, at least. Starting off on a positive note. The rain is just about shifting to snow, and that is my big concern and the reason I'm out here today. You guys can see there is a lot of logs on the ground here, and when I say a lot, I have barely cut any of them up still. We still have some leaning here and over there, and there's a lot here, and I got to get them up at least to where the ATV is so I can mark them, because if these get buried by snow, they'll freeze to the ground and they'll be sitting there until next spring, and that's not doing anyone any favors. I'm going to get these out of here today. At least I'm going to try, get started. What I'm going to start by doing is I'm going to use the winch to bring up some of these guys up to that area. Then I'm going to hopefully use a chain and start skidding them out to the main trail. That's the goal. It is too wet in here for the tractor. And if I take you up there further, which you'll eventually see, let's just go have a look. You'll see the ground is completely saturated. We've had nothing but rain around here for, I don't even know how long. You guys hear those footprints? We've had rain around here for so long, and some snow and rain and back and forth. So if I don't use the ATV, I'm gonna have to wait till the snowmobile comes out. That's gonna be probably another month or so. And the tractor's definitely going to get stuck, so that's why I'm using the ATV. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking. Daylight is starting to fade on me already, so we'll get a little bit done now, and we'll get a little bit done tomorrow, and hopefully we get these to the mill one day. Anyways, glad you guys are all here, and let's go. And just as I'm getting my stuff out here, this box on the front, this is one of those days where it comes in handy. It sort of keeps the rain out, and if I work quickly, I can get my coffee out of here and boost the morale right from the beginning. Dark as the night sky right there. Okay, back you go. Let's get down to work. loose spots. I usually just use my boot if it's not too much cable out, but in this case there's a lot of it. Thing's got a bit of grunt to her. That's a beautiful unit. This is my Polaris 700 Sportsman. Obviously I got the all-wheel drive on and you sort of need it. It's getting pretty mucky down here. That one not only pulled the log up, but it moved this giant one out of the way. When I say giant, I mean for me, of course, right? I've got a few more down there still to get, but we got a pretty good jag going here. I'll figure out a plan in the next few minutes and we'll get these out of here, hopefully for the incoming snow. Anyways, just about time for a coffee break. Well, feeling the dampness now, that's for sure. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I still enjoy being out here. A little crispy, a little wet. Could be doing a lot worse things, right? One thing I always bring out to the bush, bring one of these pulleys here and I bring some rope, and you'll notice in a minute here, this log I pulled too far forward. Well, I can't manhandle that back there, so I got to use the winch. So I'll hook it onto a tree down past me there and run the cable through this, and it's double the pulling power. So that's what we're up against. Yeah, I know the cable got X'd up there a little bit. There wasn't all that much force pulling on it. Believe it or not, I was losing traction with the ATV. So by the time I got hooked up and pulled, probably was only pulling a few hundred pounds. Well, I think we're about due for a little coffee break here. I see that we're getting into the snow now. We just had some freezing rain a moment ago, and now we're into the snow, and I'm sure these logs will be gone in not too long from now. The unfortunate part is the ground is not frozen, and so it's going to be pure muck around here for a while. I looked at the long-term forecast and it's just below freezing for like another week. So we're going to get a few inches of snow. The ground's not going to be frozen. Ground's already saturated with water. And I'm just going to be slipping and sliding everywhere. Guess I can drink to that. Well, what do you guys think? I certainly am starting to feel the moisture. You guys see there? I can't tell if that's sweat on my back or if it's the water. It's probably a bit of a mixture. I don't know about you guys, but it's something to be out here in the bush. Although the wind is just starting to pick up and the snow's hit me in the face, it's beautiful being out here. Canada is one beautiful spot, I tell you. I could sit here and I could see just about any type of wildlife, depending on how long I sit here. Although today the critters are probably hibernating, or at least hiding out. So despite that, I think it's a beautiful spot to be. I love being out here in the bush, chugging away, you know, throwing brush and hauling logs, and next thing you know, this will be some nice lumber. Well, some of it'll be nice lumber, some of it's actually firewood. I just don't want to cut it up down there. I'd rather cut it up at the main trail. Anyways, well, I guess I better get used to this weather. Hopefully the rain-snow mix quits and it just turns to one or the other. Anyways, better get back to it. If you've ever wondered if I need a logging winch, the answer is yes. So I'm out doing what I can do with what I have, and that happens to be an ATV winch. Anyways, we're keeping at her. All right, guys, well, it's another beautiful Canadian December day here. A bit warm side, but hey, we can make the best of it. I'm out here slugging along, and I think I'm going to call her quits here, because if I don't get out of here soon, I'm going to be getting out of here with a flashlight. It's pretty dark out here. Next time around, I'm going to come down with the tractor. I'm going to hook up to these logs and hopefully drag them all out in a fairly big bunch, because if I hook the ATV to it and drive them out one by one, by the time I'm done driving up this hill behind me with the mud, I'll have about a 6 or 7 foot rut created. So gonna hook the tractor to it. Hopefully the ground freezes just a touch overnight and we can get this up the hill without trouble. The sad part about this situation is I don't just have these logs ready to go up to the sawmill. I probably have a few hundred more of these logs ready to go to the sawmill, and those are just the ones that I can access. I've got bush behind you, behind me, to the left and right, that I can't even access yet, that still has lots of good saw lumber. So I gotta one day figure out how to get over there, because I hate having all the wood rot when it can be useful. Hey, I'll leave a bit of it on the ground for the critters, but I don't want to leave the good stuff where it could be milled up at my sawmill. Anyways, guys, I'm getting out of here. I appreciate you all watching. If you haven't done so already, check out the video of me cutting that trail. And for everyone who also hasn't done so already, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, and make sure you like this video. Guys, I appreciate you all watching every single week. And for everybody, I'll see you next time.